All right, so the next thing that we are going to work on today is finding the area of a composite figure when it has overlapping shapes, like you see in this picture. So when we're looking at this picture, we see that we want to find the area of this rectangle, and we also have a circle. Now, the important piece to realize here is that if we were to find and use our last strategy of just finding the area of the rectangle and finding the area of the circle and adding them together, you would see that we were actually adding this section of the circle twice because we'd be counting it with the rectangle and with the circle. So we realize here that we want to find the area of the rectangle and the area of the circle, and we want to actually subtract this overlapping shaded section. So let's get to work. The first thing that we're going to do is take a look at our rectangle. So when we look at this rectangle, we see that we've got a length of 19 feet. We need to figure out what our width is. So again, looking at our picture, we are told that we have this circle in the middle on the end of our rectangle here. We're also told that our radius is 6 feet. Remember that the radius is the distance from any edge point on the circle to the center. So we can realistically say, well, this right here, I'll change my color. We can realistically say this is a radius and this is a radius, right? Because we're going from the edge to the center. So we can say that this is 6 and this is 6, which would give us a width of 12 feet. So now that we know our length and width of our rectangle, we can easily remember our formula for area of a rectangle is length times width. And we can easily do 12 times 19 to determine that the area of our rectangle is going to be 228 feet squared. All right, we are done with the rectangle portion. Now let's take a look at our circle. So we're given this circle, and we're told that our radius is 6 feet. Now let's keep in mind that we are only looking for this top section of our circle. We're only looking for half of it. So whatever area we find here, we're going to make sure that we divide it in half so that we're not adding this second section twice, because we already found the area of that half of the circle when we were calculating the area of our rectangle. So remember that the area of a circle is going to be pi times the radius squared. In this case, we can write 3.14, or if you have a pi button on your calculator, you're welcome to use that then, times our radius, which is 6 feet squared. So we've got 3.14 times 36. And when we calculate 3.14 times 36, you should use your calculator, we're going to end up with 113.04 feet squared. Now, remember that we just found the area of that entire circle, but we are only concerned about this top half of the circle. So all that we need to do here is just take the area that we just found, and we're going to divide it by 2. Again, we're only interested in half of the area because we already counted this bottom half of the circle when we calculated the area of the rectangle. So we're going to divide that circle in half, and we're going to end up with 37.68 feet squared. So let me draw this picture for you again and make sure that we're recognizing what parts of the circle and shape we have calculated. So we found that this rectangular section was 228 feet. Remember, that included this top part of the circle. Then we found that the area of the entire circle was 113.04, but we took out half of that because we're only concerned about this section. So this top section was 37.68. So our last step is to go through and add together those two numbers. So we're going to take our 37.68 and we're going to add 228 to it. When we add those numbers together, we're going to find that the area of the entire shape is 265.68 feet squared.